Okay, so you were just reading this little bit, weren't you? And it was in 1947. Oh no, that's it. You controlled that. Well done. The first animals went into space. Can you remember what they were? Let's just see, because we took a quick break there, didn't we? Let's see if you can remember what they were. F-R-U-I-T, yeah, fruit. And finish it off, the next bit. Fruit. F-L-I-E-S, yeah, fruit flies. And they were used to study the effect of space travel on animals, and it said, as they're very similar to humans. What do you think about that? I mean, I don't compare myself to a fly, do you? What do you think? Tell me. So they used fruit flies to study the effects of space travel on animals, as they're very similar to humans. I find that quite strange. I don't know. What do you think? I-F-I-N-D, I find, T, when it's H, good, A, T, I find that, S, T, go on, R, A, N, G, E, T, O. And yeah, you're there probably, T-O-O. I find that strange too. I mean, there's one big difference, isn't there, between us and a fly? What would you say that was? One big difference between us and a fly? So one big difference? Oh, big yawn. One big difference between us and a fly? Well, there's lots of differences, but one of them that springs to my mind, I don't know what springs to your mind first. T, H, E, Y, good, they, H, A, that's it, keep going, H, A, finish that word, V, and E, and W, and, that's right, go on, finish that word, W, and where next? I, and N, and G, and S. Yeah, you're right, I know, I was thinking that. They do, they have wings, we don't. But obviously there's certain parts, or the way their bodies work in space, would be similar to the way in which human bodies work. So, oh, so they travelled, they could, obviously they still needed to survive on this journey, didn't they? So what did they provide them to eat? Can you remember what we read? They provided them with what to eat? You can do it. If you don't remember, just put D if you don't remember. So the food that they had was C and O and R and yeah, they sent them up, didn't they, with a big supply of corn to eat. Also another bit here that we could read. Okay, so this is in 1949 now. We've moved on a couple of years here, so follow it with your finger. Here, follow it with your finger. Ah, but the second, go on, keep going, was the first monkey. Yeah, follow it, keep your finger on there. In space. Albert the second was a, next line, so follow it down. Rhesus monkey. And he boldly went where no, keep going, primate had, follow it down, been before on the 14th of June 1949 in a specially adapted, next line, US, finish this line, V2 rocket. And here, that flew 83 miles from Earth. So, Albert II, what was he? Which animal was Albert II? Find it in the text. Which animal was Albert II? Can you find it in the text? Maybe you'd like to use this pencil, that might make it easier. So he was a, find it, where is it? Albert II was a rhesus. Go on, you're there. Monkey, yeah. And it was on the 14th of June 1949 that he went into space. What did they do to the rocket for the monkey? What did they have to do? A, D, A. Ready? Where after the A? ADA, P, T, and adapt. Yeah, they had to adapt it, that's good, that's fine. Why do you think they might, well, I mean, obviously the seats would have to be made smaller, wouldn't they? And he'd have had to have a different spacesuit to us. Can you think of anything else that they might have had to do to the rocket to send up a monkey in it? M, A, K, E, make, S, U, R, E, make sure. That's good. Make, see, you're doing really good. Make sure. Let me write that down. Make sure. Yeah, go on. Make sure what? Make sure. H, E, C, O. Where? And U, and go on, you can do it. C and O and U and L and D and go on, touch it, you're there. N and T, couldn't. M and E and S and where, go on, go for it. S, mess, where? A and B and O and U and T. Make sure he couldn't mess about. Make sure he couldn't mess about. Where? W and I and T and, oh, massive yawn, H with T and H and E with the C and O and N and T and go on, you can do it. Finish off this word. R and O and finish it off. 2 more letters. L and S, yeah. Make sure he couldn't mess about with the controls. Yeah, because goodness knows where the rocket would go if a monkey was in charge of it. I mean, imagine that. That just would have been crazy, wouldn't it? So then we move forward to 1957. On the 4th of October 1957, Russia launched the first space satellite, which in Russia... Oh, did you want to say something? What did you want to say? Tell me. Did you want the pencil? Is that easier? S and O and T and I and... Oh, I think I know, yeah. R and keep going, finish that word. E and T. So tired. Oh, you're so tired. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let's just listen to a bit more. Oh, massive yawn again. Oh, I'm keeping you up, aren't I? Oh my goodness, here, look, just wipe that, look. So it was in 1957, all the Russians, they launched their first. Was it the first satellite, or was it the first moon? Which one? Yeah, satellite. And in Russian, satellite is actually called Sputnik. A satellite is a Sputnik, and so they named it Sputnik 1. It was the first satellite in orbit around the Earth. That's a nice word, orbit. How about you hold the board? You hold the board. Let's do orbit. So point to the O, nice and controlled, and the R, and the B, and the I. Or one up for the I, look, and the T. Nice. Now let's try it. On the keyboard. Because that was lovely, that was. Let's try it on here. Let's try it on here. Oh, didn't want to do that. Where's escape? Oh, I don't know. Let's try it again. I don't know why I didn't mean to send that, did I? Let's try orbit. Oh my goodness, you've done loads on there. So go for the O. Push. Good. And the R. Push, and the B. You're there, straight there, brilliant. And the I. And the T. That's really good. Orbit, that's right. Oh, what other words could we do on here? That was nice. So we could do, oh, the first animal, it was a fruit fly. So let's do fly, that's a nice word, short word, isn't it? F, go for it. F, L. Push, you're there, push, and Y at the top, go on, go for the Y. There, lovely. Oh, one off, go on, push, yeah. So we've got fly, and then we had a monkey, didn't we? It's a bit longer, but let's just give it a go because you're doing so well. Sit your bottom down, let's try monkey. Doing so well. So we want M, push, yeah, that's good, and the O. And the N, and the N, and then K. Oh, these are nice and close together, aren't they? Push, then E at the top. Go on, E at the top. You're there, go on. Swapping hands, go on then. E, push, and then your Y. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So good, look there. Orbit, flying, monkey, brilliant. Love that. They're really good. So, the satellite was launched, wasn't it? Called Sputnik. Sputnik 1. Oh, and it was the first one to orbit the Earth. But in November, in that same year, Laika, the Russian dog, became the first animal to orbit the Earth. So not just in space, but to actually orbit the Earth. So Laika, he was Russian. I know, we'll do it on here because it's a lovely short word. He was the Russian D. Yeah, good, keep going. O, and try and keep going. Go and find it, push. Oh, one over, yeah. Yeah, he was a Russian dog. And do you know what? Laika is Russian for barker. I mean, no one would know, would they, if the dog was barking in space? Let's just try bark. Let's just try bark. That's a nice short word. Go for your B. That's it, push. And your A. Push and R. Push and K. Push. Go on. Yeah, push. There, lovely, look. Yeah, so Laika, Russian, for bark. Well, barker, but you wouldn't hear him, would you, if he was barking in space? So, Laika travelled in Sputnik 2 and helped understand whether people would be able to survive in space. Quite a big thing really, wasn't it? By 1959, both US and Russian scientists were in a race to get the craft to the moon. This is what we know, isn't it? The space race. So just to get a craft to the moon, not for the man on the moon. Do you know whether the US or whether Russia won that one? So it wasn't to put a man on the moon, it was just to put a spacecraft on the moon. You can take a guess if you don't know, or maybe you do know. Could be Russia or USA. Which one do you think it was? Russia, you think? Yeah, well, it was Russia. It was Russia that took the craft to the moon. It was America, wasn't it, the first man on the moon? It says Space Probe Luna 2 crash landed into the moon at fatal speeds. And then 10 years later, the first humans visited the surface. So, how many years later did they say? Oh, do you know what? We'll do it on here because you're doing so well. How many years later was it that the first humans landed? T. Oh yeah, you can write the word. That's nice. T and E and N. Lovely. Like that. Oh, there's no need to get stressed. This hand comes down too. There, that's right. Give it a wipe. So, another little bit of reading. We'll just read this last little bit and then we can take another break, can't we? Yeah? So, in fact, let me just stick this on here. Ready? You follow it with your finger? Yeah, you follow it. You follow it with your finger. On the 12th of April 1961, Russian cosmonaut, back on the line, Yuri Gagarin, and the next line, became the first, keep it on there, man in space. So try and do a nice follow, travelling in Vostok 1. He completed one orbit, that's it, back on the page, of the Earth, landing about here, 2. Oh, you're doing so well. You don't need to be stressed. You're doing so well. Look, I can help you. 2 hours after launch. See, we can do it together. Gagarin had to eject and use a parachute to land as the craft was designed to crash land. Oh my goodness me. So Yuri Gagarin, he was the cosmonaut. Let's just finish this bit off. Sit down and then we can finish. Sit down and do this last bit just so we finished off. Sit your bottom back down. Yeah, it'll be 2 minutes. We'll just do the last little bit. So Yuri Gagarin, he was a cosmonaut from where? Here, on here. He was a cosmonaut from... You're doing so well on here. R, good. U, good. You're there. S, and another one. S, and I, and finish it off. Push. Oh, just push when you get there. Yeah, he was a cosmonaut from Russia. And he was the first man to orbit which planet? Oh, last bit. He was the first man to orbit E and A and R. Oh, didn't push hard enough. Just push again on that one. R and T and H, yeah, to orbit Earth. And how long did it take? Where's the board? Oh, there. How long did it take? It took him how many hours? Just to finish off. 2 hours, that's right, yeah. Anything that you wanted to say to finish? A M, I am. Oh, I am. I am what? I am T. Oh. Are you thinking I'm finished or yeah? Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, we can be finished. Lovely. Shall we carry on with this next time maybe? What do you think? Yeah? Okay. Lovely. Right, you can go down then if you want. That's fine.